What's going on, guys? Today's a little quick video, something that I haven't really heard talked about a lot, but I wanted to bring it up because I did this and it was a part of my research. It still is, it always will be, is when you've got your product, you have kind of looked at suppliers. You hadn't necessarily picked your supplier yet. This is the step between I think I have a product and finding a supplier for it. I see on YouTube a lot talking about Alibaba, which is a great site, don't get me wrong. And I've actually, that's who I'm using, full disclosure, for my product this time. But I did notice when I was researching product, there's probably 10 products that I said no to before I found the one I wanted to use. And I would say 30% of the time, maybe even a little more than that, at least 3 of those, though, were cheaper than other suppliers. And what I mean by that is you have your Alibaba, but you also have your DH gates, your global sources, your other Chinese places. So today I wanted to show a little example of what I mean, and we'll start right here. One thing that I had looked at briefly was melamine sponges, kind of like a Mr. Clean sponge. As you can see, the top sponsored anyway is this Moo pack of 20 for $17.99, and I mean he's selling pretty decent, this particular FBA brand. And this is just an example. There's more, trust me. I would make this a part of your research though. So you're looking at a pack of 20 for, or even go here, they're 50 cents per in this 40 count here. So if I go to Alibaba, and as you can see, I'd already brought it up. I've got one here for 2 cents a piece. The very first one that comes up is 2 cents a piece. Got to order 50,000. Keep that in mind. Now, obviously that's negotiable. The minimum order is always negotiable on these sites. But as you go down, I'm seeing $1 a bag. There's probably 20 in a bag or whatever it is. Let's just check that though. You might want to check it. You got 90 cents per set. You're seeing some prices here. Keep in mind, you've got to pay shipping costs. You've got to pay customs sometimes. You're going to have to forward it to Amazon FBA. You're going to have to do a lot of things with it. Whereas if you come over here to DHgate, and I'm just going to go back out and search for the same thing. This is why DHgate, to me, if you're just starting out and you don't necessarily have as much money to get the 50,000 units, a lot of people, you hear them say, well, let's get 500 to 1,000 units. You want a month and a half worth of inventory. So if you're selling them 20 at a time or 100 at a time, that is going to be more than 500 units. It's going to be 100 times 500. So you're looking at a little bit more in price. But if you're going to do it from China and you're going to go all the way through to Amazon FBA, you're cutting out some of the work you have to do on their end by going to DHgate. And here's what I mean. Same exact sponge, and as you can see, there's different prices for different ones, but this is 9 cents a piece as opposed to their top one, which was 2 cents a piece. So you're thinking, wow, that's not that great of a deal, Paul. But here's the catch. This is free shipping. This is free shipping. I don't have to worry about any of the customs. I don't have to worry about, and I've bought from these guys before. I've actually flipped some stuff from DHgate before I got involved with FBA, and minimum order is only 200 pieces. So this is just an example. You get the general idea of where I'm going with this though. But for $18, I get 200 of these that this man is selling a 40 pack for 19. So as you can see, I don't pay any of the shipping, and as you look here, the price goes down the more lots you pay, the more lots you buy. So I mean, 66 or more lots, you're only paying $15 per 200. So it would cut out a lot of the customs problem. It would cut out a lot of the shipping costs, because people are not talking about this, and I really think we need to talk about this. I'm really confused on why people are not talking about it. You see them show you the little FBA calculator. They put their price in. They tell you, oh wow, look at the profit margin is going to be $9 a sale. You're going to make no, you're not going to make $9 a sale, people. You're not adding the $600 it costs you to get here. The $125 if you have to pay customs fees to get it through customs. You're not counting a lot of this stuff. Myself, this is me, as a business person, as somebody who's been in this kind of field in my professional life, your cost of goods sold, true enough, does not necessarily mean shipping cost. That's a separate cost. That's separate from your cost of goods. But in this situation, when it's a personal business and it's something you're going to be doing, I'm adding that into my cost of goods. I'm going to add my shipping cost. I'm going to add everything, shipping fees, Amazon fees, everything into that cost of goods, so that I know what my bottom line is before I sell one item. Okay, so like if I'm selling those for $19.99 and I'm bringing them in for, I can have 5 sales for this one lot right here. In theory, there's no shipping or customs cost. Okay, the only thing I'm responsible for is getting it from my house or my warehouse, whatever, to FBA. That's the only thing I'm gonna be responsible for. Luckily for me, I live like an hour away from an FBA facility, and I'm like drilling that into them. Hey, I'm only an hour away. I could drive it myself if I had to. So I think it's very important to remember shipping costs. That will cut your margin in half. You'll think you're making $1,000 a month, and you're not. You're making $300 a month because of all the shipping costs. So, in my opinion, this should be part of your research. Look at other sites. Global Sources is another one, but they're a lot similar to Alibaba, where you're going to pay some shipping costs. 90% of the stuff on DHgate, is free shipping, and the stuff that I've ordered, and I've ordered some bulk stuff, I didn't pay $1 for shipping. I paid no tax and no shipping cost. So once it got here, for example, this sponge here is so small and light, you could send 20,000 of these to Amazon by UPS, and it wouldn't be as much as it's going to cost you to bring it in the country and get it to them through Alibaba. So I just want people to realize that there's other options depending on your product. Obviously, if you're sending in something that weighs 5 pounds a piece, then obviously this is not something that's going to work every time. But I would absolutely looking into that, where you're at least being able to cut a corner. It's not even a cut a corner. It's just research. Like I've said before on this channel, and I'll keep saying it, research is going to be the main thing you want to do before you start selling anything. And I know the patience level gets low. Mine's getting low. I'm ready to make money. I'm ready to, flip that money back. And, it takes time. You can't just jump into this full-fledged and start selling and bam, you're there. So just a quick video. I wanted to show you guys this because, it is something that I've looked into, and I think it's very important to make your bottom line as high as possible on an item that you may not make but 30% anyway. You want to get it up as much as you can. This is an item that is selling for $239 for 1,000 of them on eBay, and he's got over 400 sales. That particular seller, I should have brought that up as well. So he's paying he's selling them for nearly 23 cents a sale, which eBay's going to get their part, whatever, but that's still only knocking it down to what, 15, 16 cents. So I mean, in this sense, he's only paying 9 cents if he got it off here. I mean, that's still some money if you sell enough over the course of time. So just something to think about. More videos coming soon. I want you guys to understand, I'm doing this for me. I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to be involved in this, because anybody can do this. It took me 20 minutes to figure this out, and I've it's not because I've worked in logistics or dealt with suppliers. It's because I did my own due diligence, and you got to have that mindset of it's due diligence. So I hope everybody has a blessed day, and look out for more videos. I'm trying to throw little tips that I don't see every day. The tips you can find by just searching are there, and they're great, and use them definitely. But the stuff that you don't see every day, the stuff that's, maybe something that you didn't realize, don't always jump at Alibaba, get into everything. So that's all I had. Have a good day. What's going on, guys? Today's a little quick video, something that I haven't really heard talked about a lot, but I wanted to bring